You know it's this. Take a perk and a talk of that shit. Money swallowing like sis. Did it perfect in the kid. Got a billion who sang on my head. Look up better put on the road I just spent. I know we got $1 million. The devil that shit ain't not cheaper again.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the 8th part of What If Naruto Meets Flash. Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of pyrohelixdrago on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. 1 hour later. Thank you very much. Leonard said as Naruto gave him 9 grand. What about me, baby? What do I get? Lisa asked cutely. 3 grand from that and. Naruto said pulling her into a kiss. Where's Mick? He asked curiously. Around. Leonard said giving Lisa her 3 grand and kept his and Mick's. Be careful with Argus, okay? Naruto said as he expected them to play fish. Got it, don't get F over. Leonard said simply. How much do you usually charge? Barry asked him as 3 grand a person seemed cheap. Naruto gets free but he's nice enough to pay, but I'd have charged you as 20 grand a person for this, Leonard said as he was simple and fair when it came to the job. Oh and hey Frosty jackass, didn't think I'd catch you sabotaging the truck now did I? Cisco said as he was keeping a close eye on Leonard. You know me so well. Figured they could owe me. Snart said impressed that he caught him. Besides we're not taking them to Lienyu, I'm not letting Waller take them all, Naruto said. Yes, we are, now SCK it up and get ready. Barry said as they were out of ideas and needed to do this. Yeah, we got the others with us. Don't worry. Leonard said getting in the passenger seat as Lisa started driving as she actually had a CDL license. Oh and I love the bikes and cars, any chance me, Lisa and Mick can get one? Leonard asked as they were in the garage and his criminal mind couldn't stop thinking of the vehicles. What? You want a cold mobile? Naruto asked him making Lisa laugh. Cold mobile, nice. What about a gold CYCL? Lisa asked him. I'll think about it, babe. Naruto said as he actually gave in to her demands. I swear for a man who has every woman imaginable you certainly are whipped. Leonard said to him. Can you say no to that face? Naruto asked him pointing to Lisa. True. Snart said as it was hard saying no to his sister. Alright, I paid you go, Naruto said. There's another way I like to be paid by you, Lisa said winking at him as she drove liking Leonard's uncomfortable look on his face. What are the chances they get free, Joe asked Naruto. 80 to 20 odds man, Naruto said as they didn't have a lot of odds. Next day. Ugh Frost what the hell? Cisco asked going into Caitlin's office. What? Caitlin asked. Oh Caitlin why are you making it so cold? Cisco asked her as he could see his own breath. What makes you think it's me? Caitlin asked him. It's 40 degrees in here. Cisco said as he shivered and their red alert went off. What now? He said pulling up the security feed seeing Harrison, Malcolm Merlin and his assassins, and Mr. Freeze. Is he seriously with Mr. Freeze? How the hell did he get him? Cisco said surprised. He has an army, so do we. Caitlin said with a smirk as she changed into Frost. Yeah I'm glad Naruto and Barry made those calls. Cisco said as he began lockdown procedure as it would stop everyone but speedsters as he put on his glasses acting as a last line of defense. Outside. So who wants to kill him? Thea asked Oliver and Nissa as this was the one thing they'd do together happily. Why don't we do this together? Oliver asked them as they all deserved a piece of Merlin. For Tommy. Thea asked him as she wanted justice for her half-brother. For Tommy, Oliver said as the man that was his brother in everything but BLD. Amazing, all the super friends together. I see that you got Grodd back. Harrison said seeing the meta gorilla on the roof growling at him. I don't care how fast you are or how many people you brought with you can't stop us all, Barry said to him. Oh Barry, I'm not. Let's find out. Harrison said as he ejected his suit out of a ring. Can you stop that? Naruto asked him. Stop what? Harrison said vibrating his voice. That annoying but vibrating body thing, why do you do that anyway? We know who you are. Naruto asked as at this point his was dumb. Yeah, why do you keep vibrating anyway, and what's with the glowing eyes thing? Barry asked him actually curious about that. It's an effect of the negative speed force. Thawne told him. We can still end this peacefully, Thawne. Let me help you, let me help my friend. Naruto said to him. Sorry Naruto, but if you understood what all this has been about you'd know all I've done was to get back home, Harrison said to him. Alright then. Naruto said as he snapped his fingers and Batwoman zipped lined in. What, no Batman? Thawne asked with a chuckle. I'll show you a million reasons why I'm worse, Batwoman said to him. Ready when you are, Godspeed. Harrison said with a smirk as Naruto charged him, but he was blindsided by Mr. Freeze. So close, he said as he and Barry charged each other. It is a shame to freeze someone so young, but he promised to help save my wife. Mr. Freeze said as he kept his aim on Naruto. I swear, Naruto said shaking his body heating it up, SHTM slowed down, he thought as Mr. Freeze froze him enough to where he'd be sluggish. My apologies, but I will have my wife back, no matter the cost. Mr. Freeze said and was then blast in his side. No one gets to blast him but me, Snart said as he, Mick, and Lisa showed. We arrive on time, he asked Naruto. Sooner would have been better, Naruto said as Snart helped him up. Mick, the building stays, the ninjas are all yours, Snart said as Mick had a crazed look on his face as he got to work. Yes, I love ninjas. Mick said as he began torching stuff and soon paused seeing a flaming man and woman blasting fire in the air. I'm in love, he said feeling their heat. There is something seriously wrong with you. Naruto said to Mick. The two ducked as Jocelyn launched a lightning bolt. Ha, ha, let's party. Mick said excited as he charged into the fray. Snart made a ice arch and kicked it causing it to slam into Mr. Freeze. My gun is cooler than yours, he said to the man in the space-like suit. Please, I had this while you were still a small-time crook, brat. Mr. Freeze said firing at him. I was never small-time relic, Snart said as their guns were in a clash neither giving in to the other. Around everyone streaks of red, yellow and white were seen as Naruto was helping Barry with Thawne. I can see why you moved here, this is actually kinda fun. Oliver said to Thea as the two fired arrows at assassins. I know, right, never a dull moment. Thea said as the two smiled. Are those bees? Oliver asked her seeing bees swarming. Courtesy of our queen bee, Thea said. Nissa was taking on Malcolm as she did a spin kick sending him rolling across the ground. Did you really think you could take on the demoness head? She asked him. Thought it was the demon's head. Malcolm said. Demoness, as I am female. Nissa said as she was the first female leader so she got to decide what she was called. Though it'll be changed back once I kill you. Malcolm said as she began laughing. I have changed the League of Assassins, let me introduce you to one of its newest recruits. Nissa said as she disbanded the current league to start a new one of her own for a more noble cause. Merlin was curious to what she meant until he dodged a sword aimed for his midsection. Tatsu Yamashiro, or as she's come to be known now as Katana. After her husband's death she seeked me out, looking for a new direction in life. I gave it to her, the life of someone would call a hero. Nissa said as the two deadly women prepared themselves to kill Merlin. Last I checked, heroes don't kill. Merlin said as he brought out two swords. Tonight we make an exception. Kushina said as she showed up, "Are you prepared to die or run like a coward?" she asked him. Malcolm looked at them before throwing a pellet to the ground, disappearing in a puff of smoke. "Humph, wimp." Tatsu said, sheathing her blade as she and the other two women charged at some mindless assassins. "With Linda." "Cisco, I thought you said the inside was sealed tight." Linda said as ninjas made a hole in the building. "It was." Cisco said, blasting one before getting a shuriken to the shoulder. "OSHT. OW, he said as he was grazed. The ninjas stopped, feeling a rumble as two metal hands came from a wall, tossing them aside as Minma walked out. "I was alerted to your need of assistance when you said ow," he said, walking over to them. "Boy, am I glad to see you, big guy. Think you can give us a hand?" Cisco said in relief as Minma applied a spray to his cut. "It would be my pleasure," Minma said as he turned to the ninjas before blasting them with a flamethrower as he took them on. "I love that robot," Linda said with a small chuckle as she blinded some ninja. "Where are the others?" Cisco asked, wondering how the rest of the team was. "Shauna's on standby, ready to pull anyone out. Hartley is setting up traps everywhere," Linda said as she was sure the others were on the roof with Grodd. "So it's just us and the robot? Where'd Caitlin go?" Cisco asked her. "To help Snart," Linda said as Frost said when she took over she wanted to have a shot at the guy. "So it's a cold off?" Cisco said with a laugh. "Yes, it's a cold off. Well, let's not let Minma have all the fun," Linda said as she ran off to follow Minma. "Roof. How are you doing, Bree?" Jocelyn asked as she was creating a maelstrom on the roof, also creating lightning to strike to ninjas. "Not great," Bree said as she screamed against the violent wind, holding on to Grodd. "This wind is crazy," Carrie said as walked backwards in the direction the wind blew, increasing the speed of her arrows. Grodd roared as he backhanded one of the ninjas off the room. "Grodd, protect friends," he said as he pounded his chest. Carrie fired her arrows as Grodd kept the ninjas still as he messed with their minds, leaving them open to be hit or be stung by Bree's robotic bees or be struck by Jocelyn's lightning. "With Naruto. You okay?" Barry asked as Naruto was running slower than usual. "Freeze really F me over with that blast," Naruto said as he knew he'd be okay, but he'd be slower for a while, meaning they all had around the same speed. "Then kick your healing into high gear or something. He's kicking our asses," Barry said as Thawne had more experience than both of them. "Follow my lead," Naruto said as they ran up the building, Thawne on their tails. "Ronnie Terane, blast this bee," he said as Thawne made a slight jump as he ran in up the building, slowing him down enough for him to be blasted. "Grodd, hate you," Grodd said to him mentally as he grabbed Thawne and started smashing him against the ground back and forth. "Grodd, toss him," Naruto said as Grodd smiled and tossed him to Naruto and Barry, throwing him right into their fists. "Good night," he said as Thawne was shot by 4 arrows filled with nanites courtesy of Ray Palmer. "That level of damage, you had to have broken his back," Thea said, nudging Thawne's body. "Good," Barry said, hoping he did. "He'll be fine, we're strong." "Not that strong," Naruto said as it was one punch. "I'm talking about what Grodd did," Thea said. "Oh, maybe," Naruto said unsurely. "Good guys win, bad guys lose," Oliver said as the assassins were down. Freeze was frozen, so they won. Next day. "What, no big belly burger," Harrison said, pressing his hand against the wall as he struggled to stand. "Do you prefer Harrison or Eobard?" Naruto asked him. "Eobard, if you please," Eobard said to him. "Did you know the average human body can go without food for 2 months? 2 months, then you get food," Barry said, fully intending to starve the speedster. "Ugh dude, we're speedsters, might wanna recheck that math," Naruto said as he wasn't sure how much they needed compared to a real human. "Really, you're still doing that? Come on man, he's the bad guy," Barry said, amazed how Naruto still cared about him. He can't stay here or even die here, we'd screw ourselves, Naruto said, as anything from the future that remained here usually caused problems. Besides, kill me and you won't know how things were supposed to go. Eobard said teasingly. You wanted him fast enough so when you inject the accelerator with a hydrogen atom, so when he slams into it, the collision will make a wormhole. That's when you go home, is it not? Naruto said, as the wormhole was Thon's way of returning to his original timeline, as the wormhole combined with his speed would allow him to bend Speedster rules of being tied to a new timeline he created. Why weren't you a part of this world the entire time? You are brilliant. Eobard said happily. Maybe I was or am, Naruto said, as there were probably millions of versions in the multiverse. That's not what I meant. But I get it. You see, the original time I came from didn't have a Naruto or anyone from your world, you changed everything. So it was hard, but I finally managed to get the path right for me going home. Eobard said with a smile. What did you do? Barry asked, not liking the look he had. I intend to take this new timeline's me's place shouldn't be too hard, Eobard said with a smirk. Considering you now, I can understand that. But how? Barry asked him. Like you did, Barry, he's ripping off your trick. He won't kill this future Eobard, he intends to merge with him like we did with our past selves, Naruto said, as that would tie Eobard to the timeline. Brilliant, just brilliant. Eobard said, clapping in applaud. What'll happen to his timeline? Barry asked curiously. The futures may merge or be rewritten in some places, but not by much with us here, Naruto said to him. So say he merges them. Would you go back with future me to stop him? Wouldn't that mean he's stopped? Barry said, slightly confused. No, 'cause I don't have the speed to follow him. That's what the sphere is for, Naruto said as Eobard smiled. Not you now, but possibly you then, but it would mess everything up. Tampering with history is dangerous, my friend. Eobard said to him. Barry, we mess this up even slightly, we F up everything, Naruto said, as the speed force and negative speed force was insane. So if you went, he could go after your parents? That level of F up? Barry asked him. He won't do that, Naruto said, looking Eobard in the eye. No, I like them. Eobard said to Barry, trust me Barry, if you understood the significance of me killing Nora you'd understand and be crushed by the things I knew, he said to Barry. Was Nora destined to die? Naruto asked him. Yes and no. Eobard said to him, you know, no future or past is set in stone, it's why your future is undetermined, you can't be calculated, he said, amazed by that. So why me? Why do you need me to be the one to do this accelerator run? Barry asked him. Because two reasons, I hate you, Eobard said to him, and Naruto's power is off the charts, he may as well create something stronger than the wormhole, he said, as Naruto was more powerful than Barry. Like a black hole? Naruto asked him curiously, as he knew the wormhole was a slippery slope. That's it, you originally made the wormhole as flipping the bird to Barry, he said, getting Barry's attention. If the black hole opened here, then that means he would have been safe in his timeline, but now, since he wants this future, he needs to make sure that doesn't happen, he said to him. You understand me, something no one could. They'll be in great hands with you when I'm gone, after all I taught you everything I know, sorta. Eobard said, clapping. He's better than you'll ever be, Barry said to him, walking away. On that we can agree. Eobard said with a smile. I will miss you, Eobard, my friend. Naruto said as he walked away. And I will miss you. Eobard said. With the others. Where's Iris? Barry asked everyone. So that's why it's so quiet. Naruto said, getting some chuckles. She's trying to save her relationship. Irma said as she ran into Eddie earlier. Poor guy, I wonder how he feels knowing he doesn't get with Iris. Cisco said. Future is never set, Naruto said, simply thinking fate was CRP. This thing of Eobard's is a double-sided sword, right? What does he want? Thea asked. To give Barry an ultimatum. Naruto said, which got their attention. The portal is like an autocorrect. He goes to save his mother, it'll go back to Thon's original timeline, he said to him. Should I? Barry asked him. No dude, we'd be all kinds of screwed, Naruto said, as they'd all have never met in the new timeline. What about this black hole thing you talked about? Hartley asked, as he felt that was the most pressing concern. Whoever caused the black hole has to come back through to close it, but that area will be unstable for a while, so any disturbances to space and time would cause it to reopen, Naruto said, as he understood the mechanics and manipulation of space and time well. But he'd get the chance to live the life he could have had with both of his parents. Joe said, as Barry had been chasing this for years. I'll go with him, Naruto said, surprising everyone. What about all that talk about breaking the timeline stuff? Barry asked him. Well, the black hole bends the rules. Also, there is something you need to do there, or then in this case, Naruto said to him. Okay, if you say so. I trust you, Barry said, as Ronnie, Hartley, and Cisco went to work. Few hours later. You have a plan, don't you? Naruto said, as Eobard looked perfectly fine. You've gotten faster, he said, instantly realizing. Yep, for a trick I love, Eobard said happily. You always prepare for everything, Naruto said, knowing he had something in place. Yes, just like you, Eobard said to him. What's the trick? Naruto asked curiously. I just need the sphere to get in the wormhole. Thanks to you I am stable enough to pass through the wormhole, and in there I can instantly do a trick all speedsters can do, Eobard said to. Speed illusion? Naruto asked him. No, just a remnant though, Eobard said. A time remnant? Naruto said. Even with subtle hints you still got it, Eobard said with a smirk. I need me to be here cause Naruto, I'm a part of history here then and later. Then I won't explain all the conflict and chaos theory involved, as this requires a level 20 intellect, he said, as he barely understood it. So you can literally be two places at once, but should you meet that would mean one would have to kill the other. You want to give yourself a warning and yet not in a way to affect anything, Naruto said. Yes, in the wormhole I'll jump to that moment and there no time wraiths, nothing, I'll be scot-free, Eobard said simply. You ready? Barry asked him. He was in his suit. Ready, Naruto said to him as Barry opened the wormhole and the two sped in. Later in the past. You feel better? Naruto said as Barry received some closure talking to his mom before she passed. Yeah, Barry said, sobbing slightly. Come on, Naruto said as they speed somewhere quickly. Where are we? Barry asked him, seeing a large expensive-looking house. The day I came here, Naruto said as they sped into the house and were now in Naruto's room and saw the child glow and saw a fully grown Naruto above him in blue light, the light being slowly absorbed into the child. The day I came here I knew I wasn't one or two separate people, I'm me no matter what, he said as Barry smiled happy Naruto shared this with him. They both began running, building up speed, and saw two Eobards in the wormhole and Barry tackled one. You came back. Why? You could have had everything you ever wanted, Eobard said to Barry. Seriously? Naruto asked him, wondering what Eobard was up to as his other left. He already does, he said as he and Barry shared a smile. Not for long, Thawne said as he put his mask on. The three speedsters then began clashing. Thawne groaned as Barry and Naruto sped all around him, striking him from every side. Is it just me or did we get faster? Barry asked Naruto. I think we did, Naruto said with a smirk as he checked with Gideon, and he was moving at 1,700 miles per hour and Barry just hit 1,100 miles per hour. Hold still, Eobard said as he was having a tough time chasing Barry as his speed was going in and out. Make me old man, Barry said with a grin as he kept dodging Thawne's attacks with ease. Barry, Naruto said as the portal reopened. How? He asked himself. I told you, I always win, Eobard said as he grabbed Barry. I am going to kill Joe, then Henry, and then Iris. Too bad you won't get to see it, he said, and then stopped as he began to glitch. What the hell? Naruto said, wondering what was wrong as he saw Eddie shot himself, but Eobard should have faded, not glitched. Why is he still here? Barry asked as he saw Eddie die and Eobard glitched till he faded. Something F up just happened, Naruto said to him. Think it involves that other Eobard? Barry asked him. Not likely, but we got bigger issues, Naruto said as the wormhole ate its way through the roof, and I just fixed that, he said, knowing he'd need to fix it. Move, move. Barry said as the debris began falling down. We gotta stop that thing, let's go. Naruto said as they began running along the debris to the front of STR Labs. Eddie. Barry said, seeing Eddie's body getting sucked in. We can't save him. Naruto said sadly as the body went into the hole. The two ran outside and found the others. Thank God, you're okay. Caitlin said, hugging Naruto. What do we do? How do we stop a black hole? Barry asked. It can't be stopped. Hartley said. Not unless we disrupt the motion and sever it. Me and Barry can halt the motion, but we need something to sever it. Naruto said in urgency. We can. By separating in the eye of it. Martin said, looking to Ronnie. No, that's suicide. Caitlin said as the amount of energy needed could kill them. We die anyway if we let it. Let's go. Ronnie said, fusing with Stein as he flew up. Barry, let's go. Naruto said to him as they ran along the debris that was being sucked up and began running around in the black hole. Gold and white lightning soon stopping the black hole's pull. The two saw Ronnie fly into the eye of it and smiled at them as he charged up and separated the splicer as he exploded. Stein. Naruto said, grabbing Barry then Stein as they were both unconscious, and ran them back down to the streets and saw Caitlin approached before crying as Ronnie died to save them all. Few days later. After the wormhole, the others immediately had a funeral for Ronnie, remembering the great man he was. He and Barry were getting a lot of fans and support as they were rebuilding along with the rest of the team as they continued being heroes and training, not letting Ronnie's sacrifice be in vain. You have not failed this city. Thea said as Naruto was fixing the STR Lab's roof. That was corny. Naruto said as he finished fixing the roof and cleaned up Eddie's BLD. Well, my brother sure loved saying it. Thea said with a chuckle. How's Jitters after I rebuilt it? Naruto said as the building next door went for sale, the owner moving out after the black hole, so he helped Thea expand, making Jitters an internet cafe and bar. Fantastic. Thea said as she was booming with business. That's good because I have a feeling, something's coming. Naruto said, thinking back to the E1 Barry incident. I feel something, I don't know what though, he said, having a bad feeling. Didn't the other Barry say he was doing this for 2 years? And didn't he talk about a speedster named Zoom? Thea asked him. Yeah, but it's been barely a year. Naruto said as they had time. What if he meant the coming year? Thea asked him. He said 2 years of being the Flash. Barry here has been the Flash for a little over a year, we should be good. Naruto said as he intended to train in that time. I just feel better knowing that we have some knowledge of what's coming at us. Thea said simply. True. Naruto said as they got back to work. Few weeks later. Naruto looked at Central City from his mansion in the woods that he built in whatever free time he had in rebuilding the city that was now around half repaired. Gotta say, this place will put Eobard's place to shame. Caitlin said to him as they also raided Eobard's old place for materials. Yep. Once we get it fixed again, I'm still surprised with how big it is. Naruto said as he built it and was amazed by its size. Something tells me it or another house we live in will be much bigger in the future. Caitlin said with a small laugh, remembering the news article in the Time Vault. Probably. Naruto said with a laugh. How's Grodd fitting into living out here? Caitlin asked him, seeing Grodd in a tree looking at a bird in his hand. He loves it, no cage, no bars, just wide open space and fresh air. Naruto said as he was glad Grodd was finally enjoying nature. Well, I am going back to the city, let me know if me or Frost can help out in the repairs. Caitlin said as she kissed his cheek and left. Naruto rolled his shoulder as he got back to work on the repairs to the mansion. Within a few minutes Naruto finished before getting a message on his phone from Bet wanting to meet up with him at his old apartment. Few seconds later. About time I moved. Naruto said as he still owned this apartment till the end of the month, then suddenly he got pulled into his old bedroom. Well, hello to you all too. Naruto said as he was pushed onto the bed and saw Chien, Jocelyn, Terane, Bet, and Tatsu, all of them in their birthday suits. We've been thinking. You deserve a reward for all the hard work you've been doing. Chien said, rubbing his chest as they pulled his clothes off, making him as naked as them. She brought her hand to her mid-C cup BRST and her other hand down her athletic body to her PP, seeing Naruto in all his glory. Such a mighty sword. Tatsu said as she started to JRK it in awe of its size. You can say that again. Terane said as she was blushing as she saw how big it was. Tatsu began to SCK Naruto off, only being able to take half of his PP into her mouth. He's so much bigger than Masio, she thought in fright as Masio felt large to her. She wondered what Naruto's would feel like. Bet went to Naruto's side and began making out with him. I've wanted to kiss you for so long, she said, pressing her athletic body and mid-DD cup melons against him and in surprise when he grabbed her round firm peach. Jocelyn feeling Naruto pull her to his other side as he grabbed her firm peach as well, then rubbed his fingers against her kitty as she joined Bet, rubbing her curvy body and low DD cup melons. Naruto groaned, feeling Terane taking one of his ball in her mouth as Tatsu continued blowing him, taking him as far down as she could go. Take him all, Tatsu. Chien said to the female samurai, pressing the back of her head, making her take more of Naruto. Oh yeah. Naruto said as he began fingering Bet and Jocelyn, making the two Tatsu feeling him inside her throat as she grew accustomed to him and began deep throating him, almost reaching the base of his PP. Terane as she ate on his ball as she rubbed her melons and fingered herself. Here, let me help you. Chien said as she pushed again on Tatsu's head, this time making her take Naruto all the way down to the base. Tatsu began to tear up and GG, feeling every inch down her throat, and had a tough time breathing as Naruto began leaking down her throat, and as he pulled out of her mouth he leaked on her C-cup BRST and athletic body, so much, she thought in amazement. The other girls joined in cleaning her off, tasting Naruto's juices. On your knees. Chien said, slapping Tatsu's small but round peach. You shall have a true man take you, she said, getting Tatsu on all fours. Come on baby, sheath your sword in her. She said to Naruto, wanting to see him wreck Tatsu, wanting to see him destroy her naturally stoic face. Naruto walked over and rubbed himself against Tatsu. Tatsu was wet with anticipation and remembered what Nissa said to her, prepare yourself for a world of pleasure you're not able to comprehend as he makes love with you, prepare to be forever his, as when you connect with that will be it, no man will ever be able to satisfy you ever again, not like Naruto, was what the demoness said to her as she told her she was interested in the man and couldn't help but agree. Naruto thrust it into her PP, causing her to loudly enjoy, feeling him beginning to stretch her out. I can see the outline. Jocelyn said in amazement. Naruto grunted as he held Tatsu's hips as she began thrusting back into him, matching his thrusts. Chien smiled, seeing the look on Tatsu's face as Naruto pounded into her. God damn, are you tight? Naruto said as he was amazed she had a child because she was unbelievably tight. I think she's gone. Chien said, snapping her fingers in front of her, and saw Tatsu was a drooling and her eyes slightly rolled up. She gone, wreck her, baby. She said with a smirk as she and Chien got along okay as they could connect, as they both grew up in similar styles and they often hung around one another. Naruto began thrusting harder and more furiously. Bet was fingering herself furiously, enjoying the show before her. Naruto smirked as he pulled out and shoved himself into Tatsu's peach, making the other girls as they fingered themselves to the show. Tatsu was losing herself to the pleasure, her mind drawing a complete blank before screaming in bliss as Naruto leaked inside her peach before feeling him pull out and SHVD himself into her PP and leaking in there as well. Look at this, Chien said seeing Naruto's PP covered in his juice and Tatsu's juices. F me Naruto, F me with this dirty pages, she said kissing it before getting on her back spreading her legs. Okay. Naruto said before shoving himself into her PP making her loudly. Yes Naruto, F your little white lotus flower and soil her please. Chien said beggingly. Naruto's thrusts got more ruthless as he gave her what she wanted, mercilessly thrusting into her PP breaking into her WMB. Chien loudly in pure bliss, losing herself to the pleasure and was surprised when Naruto smashed his lips against hers. He is so strong, she thought, feeling him dominate her mouth like her insides. Naruto grunted against her lips as he began filling her WMB with his juice, and as he pulled out he mounted her chest thrusting between her tips. Taste yourself Chien, he said to her as his PP poked her face. Chien opened her mouth to take him in and tasted their combined juices. How do you taste? Naruto asked her curiously. Pretty and good, but it tastes better with your juices. Chien said, savoring their juices in her mouth. Open your mouth wide, Naruto said as she opened her mouth wide and he blasted his juices into her mouth and all over her face. My turn. Bet said as Naruto got off Chien and she pushed Naruto onto his back and got on top of him and positioned his PP so it aligned with her PP, dropping herself on it and squatted on his PP. F, she said as she bounced off of his PP, I should have stayed if this is what FU is gonna be like, she said placing her hands on his to balance herself. Bet then feeling Naruto put his arms around her waist as he began thrusting into her, his pace much faster than hers making her scream in pleasure. She then dropped down to make out with him and then began to scream as her PP basically exploded with her juices. Wow, you're a squirter, Naruto said, impressed by how much she leaked. Shut up and wreck me. Bet said as Naruto was still F her PP. Alright. Naruto said as he began pounding into her harder. Wait. Bet said as Naruto quickly pulled out as she got on her knees and her head was face down in the bed. Naruto immediately re-entered her PP hearing Bet scream as he then began pulling her hair. Yeah, just like that. Bet said, screaming pleasure, loving how rough she was being treated, and screamed as Naruto spanked her peach. Naruto shoved himself all into her PP and leaked inside her, causing her to scream in bliss. F my peach, I can take it, Bet said beggingly before screaming, feeling him enter her peach as he pushed her face into the bed. Naruto thrusted into her furiously, making her scream into the bed in pure joy and bliss. Yeah, take it. Naruto said dominantly. F I'm gonna take it, I gonna take it all, Bet thought in pleasure, as no man has ever given her this level of pleasure or F her so roughly, and Naruto reached into her and touched her in places she didn't know she had. Naruto grunted as he poured himself into her rectum. F I can feel his hot juice filling me up. Bet thought as she felt his juice would burst out of her peach. F Bet you looked F up. Jocelyn said in amazement, think you can mess me up worse stud, she asked in anticipation. Come on over and we'll see, honey. Naruto said with a smirk. How do you want me? Jocelyn asked curiously. I'm into a lot of stuff, she said with a smirk as she licked her lips. Naruto pulled her over to him and stared down at her before leaning down to make out with her. Jocelyn as she rubbed herself against his PP, feeling its intense heat. Naruto reached down and surprised her when he lifted her up and dropped her down onto his PP and began pounding into her. F he's so big, F I'm gonna be messed up. Jocelyn thought in bliss as Naruto was completely reshaping her PP. F you are tight. Naruto said. Then you better loosen me up, baby. Make my PP yours. Jocelyn said in joy as wind started to pick up and her eyes began to shine and spark with lightning. F I'm losing my F mind, she said in pure pleasure. Good, means I'm doing my job. Naruto said with a grin. And what job is that, to destroy my insides and reshape them to fit your godly PP? Jocelyn asked him as she panted. Yep. Naruto said to her, kissing her neck. F are you sure it isn't to turn me into your own personal juice dump? Jocelyn asked him as she was losing feeling in her legs. That's just a part of it and a huge bonus. Naruto said with a confident smirk. Jocelyn clung to him as she into his ear in pure bliss before screaming as he emptied himself inside of her. "Come on, I know you can do more, destroy me inside and out," she said to challengingly. Jocelyn let out a displeased as Naruto pulled out of her and Naruto's juice leaked out of her, making a puddle of his juice beneath her. "That was inside of me," she thought in amazement as Naruto put her on the ground gently and began to face her. Naruto grunted, feeling her throat around his pee as he used her mouth like a toy. "I'm gonna die from him," Jocelyn thought as Naruto was amazing and made feel numb from pleasure. Naruto grunted as he erupted down her throat, making her CLMX from tasting him. Jocelyn fell down in exhaustion as she was not ready to be by Naruto, as that was intense. "You're next, Terane," Naruto said, eyeing her hungrily. "Finally, I've been waiting for this since high school," Terane said, making him think back to what Irma said she did with him at Christmas. "Let me worship this," she said, wrapping his pee around her large DD cup melons. "Oh yeah, lighting your fire, aren't I?" Naruto asked her as she was incredibly warm. "You have for years," Terane said to him as she ate his tip. "In high school I fingered myself furiously thinking about you. I wanted you to make me your be in bed doing whatever you wanted me to do," she said with a lustful look on her face which destroyed the innocence she was known to have. Naruto grabbed her head and shoved himself down her throat and began face her with her tips between his pee, furthering his pleasure. Terane as she began fingering herself to further the joy she was feeling as Naruto used her like a toy. "How's my pee taste, Terane? How badly do you want it?" Naruto asked her, releasing her head. "It tastes amazing, I want it badly," Terane said, panting hotly like an animal in heat. "Then let me give it to you," Naruto said, leaking all over her face. Terane began kissing his pee, wanting to suck some more of his milky juice out of it. Naruto grabbed her and lifted her curvy body up before pressing her against the wall, thrusting himself into her, making her scream in bliss as he uses her pee like AF toy. Terane was being overwhelmed by the pleasure. "F me, Naruto," she said as she felt him begin to suck on one of her tips and felt him take one of his hands off her thigh and grope the other one. Then she began screaming in bliss as he began vibrating, furthering the pleasure she was feeling. Naruto pounded into her fiercely, making him slightly worried they'd knock the wall down. Terane felt her mind turn into mush as she felt nothing but pure bliss as she was losing herself to the pleasure. Soon felt Naruto stuff her pee and her WMB till she felt her WMB was gonna burst. "Well, was it worth the wait?" Naruto asked her as the wall was cracked up and they breached it a little. "Hell, yes," Terane said in pleasure as Naruto helped her down to her feet as she felt his pee juice out of her. "I can't feel my legs," she said as her legs were wobbly and she scooped up the juice leaking out of her, eating it hungrily. Naruto smiled as he looked at his lovers. "I love my life," he said with a proud grin. "It's gonna get better, Cece," Terane said as she pressed her hands against the wall and shook her peach. "Honey, you can barely stand straight," Naruto said, grpng her large soft bubbly peach, spanking it a few times, hearing her with each slap. Terane was looking back, giving him a pleading look as he slapped her peach before he shoved himself into her peach, making her scream as he wasn't gentle, and she loved every second of it. Naruto pounded into her peach like there was no tomorrow as he uses her peach like his own personal toy. "F my peach, Naruto, F it wherever, whenever, please, I need you, I want you to F as many times as you want," Terane said in desperation, never wanting him to stop. Naruto began vibrating his pee, increasing the joy and bliss she was feeling before finally leaking inside of her. Terane's voice hitched as she climaxed multiple times from Naruto's pee and her peach vibrating, and as she fell to the floor he caught her and carried her bridal style. "I want you to know, Naruto, you were the only man to F me, no one else touched me ever," she said to him, rubbing into his chest. "Then how'd you break your him?" Naruto asked her curiously. "I danced a lot as a kid, remember I broke it when I tried to do a split for the first time," Terane said as she remembered that day. "Ouch," Naruto said as the memory came to him and he thought she pulled something. "It's fine," Terane said as she smiled, seeing Naruto put all the unconscious women in bed and they all snuggled to get closer to him. I love all of you and will always protect you. Naruto said to the unconscious women, feeling them try and snuggle closer to him. Forest. How are you doing, bud? Naruto asked Grodd as he sat against a tree, birds landing on him. Grodd feels calm, nice. Grodd said with a smile. Get used to it, bud, I have a feeling things are about to change. Naruto said with a smile, also I'm proud of you for what you did, he said as Grodd closed his eyes. Flashback. You gonna let me out of here? Eiling said as he was tired of the cubed prison. Nope, everyone here wants to kill you, but we all had a vote and decided to let him decide your fate, Naruto said with a smirk as he saw Eiling's fearful face as he heard loud footsteps approach. I should kill you, Grodd thought to Eiling, you tore me apart and all I can think about is ripping you to pieces, he thought to Eiling, but if I do that, I'll be no better than you, he thought, opening Eiling's cell, but remember this, if you hurt anyone I care about then you'll experience a worse hell than ever before. Much obliged, Eiling said as he ran out quickly. Flashback end. It wasn't something you'd do, father, Grodd thought to him. We all have lines and darkness, Grodd, no one is perfect or can completely block out its call, Naruto said as they then sat in silence. Week later. I'm sorry, I'm a little lost here, Hartley said, a little confused as Naruto brought them out to a field. I'm going to teach you all how to unlock your chakra, Naruto said to them. Yes, finally. Barry said, excited. So this chakra stuff, it's like universal energy existing in all living beings allowing us to do certain feats, Cisco asked as Naruto showed them a lot. Yep, Naruto said as with their powers/skills it'd work even better once chakra was added in. So you're saying I can walk on walls and SHT? Thea asked as the grapple arrow was able to reload. Yep. Though you'll have different things that my own, probably, you'll all be able to do the basic stuff I can do. Wall walking, water walking, etc. Naruto said as he had been subtly training them to use chakra, making them do certain exercises. So you're saying I'll have powers? Lisa asked curiously. Besides a possible element in wall walking, no, Naruto said, seeing her pout. So how do we start? Caitlin asked curiously. Don't you think it was weird that I made you all do exercises for months? Naruto asked them. I thought it was so we could all get abs, Cisco said as he had a developing six-pack. Okay, just focus, Cisco, this training will help you most of all, Naruto said as Cisco's powers were spiritual brought to the physical plane. Cool, Cisco said in awe. With Kushina. You need to tell him, Kushina, Minato said as he helped Kushina up. I can't, Minato, this is my problem, Kushina said as she looked like she had been up for days. It'll be everyone's problem if we don't stop it, Minato said to her. Few months later. How's the merch selling? Naruto asked Thea as Jitters was selling a lot of merchandise. Amazing, I knew this place would do good. Who knew it could withstand a black hole? Thea said as she was surprised with how Jitters withstood the black hole and didn't know that it really helped with business. Yeah, plus the city really loved having the heroes help rebuild, Naruto said as they all increased the rebuild dramatically. Speaking of heroes, have you looked online? New heroes are just booming out of the woodwork lately. Thea said as Cisco was keeping track of them. Yeah, I heard so far the only heroes were me, Superman, and Batman, hell even the Arrow. Naruto said to her. It's like we're really influencing the good in the world. Thea said happily. And the bad? Naruto said as he knew Waller had been around the city. True, still haven't forgotten about Will's dad freeing the metas we tried sending to Lianyu. Thea said as the man was becoming a pain. That too. Naruto said. Barry still on about it being 6 months and expecting Zoom to show up. Thea asked curiously as Naruto and Barry had pushed their training to the limit as Naruto was around 2,500 miles per hour and Barry was 1,850 miles per hour. Yeah, better safe than sorry, like I always say. Naruto said as they were training furiously. Smart, and we've been working on those anti-speedster arrows you showed us how to make. Thea said as she and the other archers loaded up a speed sedative. Yeah, and Caitlin's been training to achieve colder temperatures as well as DRGS that can really affect a speedster. Naruto said as he was going to be ready the moment this Zoom, if he does show his butt, came to this earth. So, about this so-called Godspeed Day. Thea said to him as it sucked the rest of the team weren't also getting a key. About that, I think I'm going to talk to the mayor about getting the rest of the team keys, you deserve them just as much as I do. Naruto said as he was also planning something to say at the celebration. That's great, how's Caitlin been doing after Ronnie? Thea asked as Caitlin cried at the service. Better, she tried pulling away but I wouldn't let her. Naruto said to her. That's good. Thea said as she did the same to Oliver after she found the truth about Merlin being her father and when their mother died. Yeah, no amount of mourning will let me give up on my loved ones. Naruto said as his bonds were what was most important to you. That's great, so how does it feel to be able to do the stuff you could back home? Thea asked him. Awesome. Naruto said as having a little more than half his chakra back was fantastic. Well, I will see you later, the lunch rush is about to leak in. Thea said as she kissed his cheek and walked away. Few minutes later. I can't believe you're doing this, Naruto said as Sapphire was signing over Stag Industries to him. Yep, I feel like it'd be better in your hands. Got a job opening for a secretary? Sapphire said as she felt like the company would be better in his hands than her own. Looking to be it? Naruto asked her curiously. Maybe. Sapphire said coyly as she kissed his cheek. With Linda. It's been months since the destruction of our fair city and the people have band together to fix the damage that has been done, and so have our heroes. Each and every one of them helped in the rebuild. Godspeed and Flash have been most helpful with buildings and construction. We have them to thank for something's quickly returning to normal, but let's not forget about the other heroes. While they helped in the rebuild, they also helped in rescuing people all over who were trapped under debris and brought people to local hospitals. It also appears we have 4 new heroes on the scene: the White Ninja, Queen Bee, Katana, and Blaze. We should take after their example. People more and more heroes are popping up all over, making a difference. We need to remember not all of them have powers and they're making a difference. We all can do the same, and also tomorrow is the day we honor our fine heroes for their courageous efforts. Linda wrote as she then posted that remark as she was to do periodic updates on the heroes. 5 stars, baby. Naruto said, startling her appearing behind her. Don't ever do that again, baby. Linda said as she hated the mysterious creeper thing. You okay? You've been extra jumpy lately. Naruto asked her a little curiously. Sorry baby, but I swear I keep feeling like someone's watching me. I've been feeling this way for these past 6 months. Linda said as she felt like she was being stalked. Where? Naruto asked, wondering if this was a local thing. Here, at home, heroing, everywhere I go. The other girls have been feeling the same way. Linda said as it was creepy. I'll look into it. Naruto said as he wasn't pleased about his lovers being stalked. Please do, as we don't know how much more of this stalker feeling we can take. Linda said as she was tired of feeling that way. And I'll be sure to have Grodd out at home. If you think someone's watching you there, Grodd'll get him. Naruto said as having a telepathic gorilla had its advantages. Thank you. Linda said, giving him a hug. Anyways, I have the mayor to talk to about giving the rest of you all keys and about something else. Naruto said as he had a certain look on his face. Thank you and good luck. Linda said, a little excited to get a key. Next day. Geez, what happened to this guy, strangled by the Hulk? Naruto asked curiously as he saw the bruise marks around the man's neck and face. Well, we can take Grodd out of it, no hairs and doesn't fit his style. Barry said as Naruto gave him a blank expression. This guy should be easy, Naruto said as he felt super strength users are the most cocky and easiest to take down, and they also had some decent muscle mass to them along with size. Well, usually super strength comes with invulnerability. Barry said before noticing Naruto looking away. What? He asked Naruto. Thought I saw someone, never mind. Naruto said as he was keeping note of his surroundings. Oh, not you too. You're getting the stalker feeling now too? Barry asked him. How long have you had it? Naruto asked him. Everyone has had it. For the last 6 months everywhere we go we feel like we're being watched, Barry said as it felt like the whole team has been stalked for these 6 months. Linda told me the same thing. Naruto said as he wondered why he hadn't noticed anything. Yeah, which is why I set up security cameras. I got a picture but it's too blurry to make out who it is. Barry said. I'll look at it later. Naruto said as being a speedster altered the perceptions of one's mind. As they sped off, a man with short brown hair and black clothing was hiding behind a wall and was breathing in relief as he held a camera. Later with Cisco. The boot? Joe asked as Cisco gave him a cannon-like device. Yep, with this it should take down metas. Cisco said as the boot seemed to be able to down most metas that weren't electrical or speedster based as he had the metas on the team tested. Well, we got someone with super strength so we'll need it. Naruto said as he helped Cisco make it. So this Godspeed Day thing, you going? Joe asked Naruto curiously. Yeah, I'm going, with the whole team so we can all get keys. Naruto said. Yes. Cisco said happily as he went to get his vibe gear. Get back here, it's not until later. Naruto said as the mayor was going to present 19 keys to the team. 1 hour later. People of Central City, allow me to present you Godspeed, the mayor said as Godspeed sped onto the stage. Naruto smiled as he saw all the fans, for not just him but his other team members. Come on up you guys. He said as the others arrived in their own unique fashion. Naruto chuckled at seeing the reactions of the audience when Grodd jumped from a building and landed on the stage. Then his focus was drawn away for a second, seeing a man in black clothing with short brown hair before the others got his attention. I am honored to give these keys to this group of heroes looking out not just for us, but for everyone, the mayor said, soaking up the attention. The trio of archers soon arrived on stage, ziplining in. Vibe arrived via a portal. Boom baby, he said with a grin. Frost arrived by making a path of ice she slid across. Queen Bee arrived by being carried by a swarm of bees. Peekaboo merely teleported onto stage. Weather Witch merely descended from the sky with Dr. Light. Pied Piper flipped onto the stage, thanking his training for making it possible. White Ninja appeared with katana in a puff of smoke. Aqua, Blaze and Surge dropped down onto the stage, all floating down on their respected elements. Plastique arrived by her motorcycle. Flash arrived in a similar way as Godspeed did. These men and women have fought for all of us and we are here to honor them by giving each of them a key to the city, the mayor said, getting a roar of applause. All of them smiled seeing their keys. Everyone, today I am humbled to receive this great honor, but we forgot about a man who also helped in the event months ago. His name was Ronnie Raymond, Naruto said, surprising everyone including the team. When the particle accelerator first blew up, Ronnie Raymond went inside of it knowing he might not have been able to get out to try and save this city, and when the event happened months ago he made the ultimate sacrifice when he blew himself up to stop the thing in the sky. I feel Ronnie was a true hero in that moment. Now if you all please, a moment of silence, he said as everyone went quiet, and after the moment was done the crowd began screaming as a cart was flying towards the stage, but Jocelyn easily destroyed it with a strong but small and controlled whirlwind. Naruto had Bree get the mayor out of the way as a mask-wearing guy walked out. The heroes of Central City, hate to rain on your parade, he said menacingly as he revealed his face. DMN mask, he grumbled as he put it back. One. He's dead, Naruto said as the man was an exact match to the man that died today. That wasn't raining on a parade, this is. Jocelyn said as she made a rain cloud over the guy before striking him with a lightning bolt. I think we're not needed here, Will said as the man grew bigger from the electricity. Grodd attack. Naruto said as Grodd began a psychic attack on the guy, then sped off and got gasoline canisters. I'll throw you, shoot. He said to Carrie, Nissa, and Thea as he threw multiple contains and got a good distance away before they shot the canisters with their arrows. The resulting explosion knocked the man's mask back off and onto his back. Light this BSTRD up. Naruto said as everyone began attacking the giant man every way they could. What the F is this guy? Barry said as the man was still standing. This isn't over, the guy said before running away. You were right about him being invulnerable, Flash. Naruto said, remembering the conversation back with the deceased man, and soon saw the people cheer for them for driving the man back. We gotta regroup and figure out a plan with this guy. Barry said. Later at STR Labs. We can use the cannon, Cisco said to them. What cannon? Thea asked curiously. A radiation cannon we used for Metamorpho, Sapphire said as she felt slightly saddened on hearing how Rex died, but she got over it. The man absorbs radiation and energy, only way to beat him is to make him choke on it. What is she doing here? Hartley asked curiously. She also has chakra and enhanced intelligence, so she can help. Naruto said as she was assisting in running comms, as she was very smart. You think Zoom sent him here? Barry asked Naruto. Had to, Naruto said as he knew of the multiverse and knew Zoom had to be from a certain. So there actually is a Zoom? Irma asked, thinking that with E1 Barry it was just his problem. Yep, our Earths are linked, we're essentially on the same timeline, the only difference is that I'm here, he said to her. Considering this man seems to have the unique ability to absorb radiation, look for any blackout zone without radiation and that is where you will find your atom smasher. Stein said as he was working here since Naruto hired. Come here, that is a great name. Cisco said, pulling the man into a hug. Naruto, someone's at the lobby looking for you and Barry, he looks like a lawyer, Sapphire said to them. Barry, should I be worried? Naruto asked him curiously. Don't look at me, I didn't do anything. Barry said to him. Did Iris? Naruto asked as they were all trying to enjoy the peace and quiet. Not to my knowledge. Barry said to him. Let's see what this guy has for us then. Naruto said. Few minutes later. Pleasure to see you gentlemen again, the man said to them. Wait, Naruto thought as he recognized the man now, you were the one to make the contract for making me co-owner of STR Labs. I am, my name is Greg Turk. I'm an attorney at Weathersby and Stone. Greg said to them, Harrison Wells had given me a flash drive at that event, it contained his will and he wanted me to give it to both of you. I will get a confirmation email when it has been watched, he said, walking away. Thank you. Naruto said as he and Barry looked at the drive in suspense. With the others. We shouldn't watch it, Caitlin said as the man caused them a lot of pain, she didn't want to invite more. We should at least see what he wanted to say, Naruto said as he knew whether it was good or bad they needed to prepare. Naruto, Barry, the video, Harrison said to them, if you are reading this I either died or my plan worked, in which case ha Flash, I won, he said with a chuckle. F you too, Barry said, almost wishing he was here in person. Naruto, thank you for what has quite possibly been the best 15 years in my life, you treated me like family and I can't tell you how much that meant to me, Harrison said with a smile. You're welcome. Naruto said simply. If you are watching this, I am giving you, Naruto, full ownership of STR Labs, the paperwork is on my desk in the left drawer and all my money, everything you will need. And Barry, this is for you. We were never really enemies, I'm not what you hate, but I will give you something but you won't be happy, trust me. Now, delete everything I've set up to this point, and hand it to the police. I, Harrison Wells, of being of sound and body, I freely confess to the murder of Nora Allen. In her home, on the night of March 18th. Harrison said as he began confessing to everything about Nora's murder. He confessing, Barry said in amazement. I'll go get the booze. Nissa said as she knew they were gonna celebrate as they got their keys, but with Barry's father being freed made the need to celebrate even stronger. Oh, and Naruto, should you need me, you know where to find me and I'll be there, the video, Harrison said with a wink before the video ended. The F did he mean by that? Barry asked curiously. I swear I have some ideas, some good and some bad, Naruto said as that video could be interpreted in many ways. You think he meant by the negative speed force? Barry asked curiously. Probably. Naruto said as that was one of his thoughts, or he meant that specific time, he thought wondering what to do with the. Where are you on our stalker situation? Barry asked curiously. With this atom smasher, I haven't had a chance to look at the picture you gave me, Naruto said as he sped to the picture and fixed it up for Barry. That's him, he was at the rally. He said to the others. He's not bad looking. Hartley said getting weird looks, what if I'm gonna be stalked? I'd prefer it not be by someone creepy, he said to them getting some understanding. Stop, you're not making it better to me, dude. Cisco said, why not a chick, he thought to himself. I have never seen this guy before now. Not on any police record or anything. Naruto said as he put it through facial recognition and got one match, but the man was spotted somewhere else in the city at the same time. Oh god, another copy, he thought, thinking to Atom Smasher. What if this guy is from another Earth like our Smasher? Barry asked him. I am, said man said as he walked into the lab and had everyone on him faster than he could blink. How the hell did you get in here? We fixed that trespassing issue months ago. Cisco said. I followed some woman sneaking in, the man said. I swear she's a reporter and couldn't spot a tail, Naruto said as Linda slightly face-palmed. I am Jay Garrick, Jay said, introducing himself. What did you say? Barry asked him. Garrick, that was my father's mother's maiden name, he said in surprise. That's good to know, Naruto thought to himself as Garrick sounded like a unique name. Why have you been stalking us, at work, at home, making us creeped out to go anywhere? Linda asked curiously. Because on my Earth I was the Flash. Jay said to them, and there is an evil speedster there terrorizing it and he's coming here, he said to them. His name is Zoom. Naruto said, making everyone tense up. How do you know that? Jay asked as he was also tense. Alternate Earthim came and told about a 6,000 miles per hour speedster named Zoom that was terrorizing 2 Earths. Naruto said, pointing at Barry. What's his current speed? Jay asked curiously. His counterpart 1,500 miles per hour, him here 1,700 miles per hour and me 2,600 miles per hour. We keep getting faster, Naruto said to him. And you said I have a big mouth, dude, what if he's the bad guy? Barry said to him. Naruto gave Barry a silent look and quickly speed themselves up. We need to monitor his reactions. Your other self didn't mention this guy, so we need to be careful, and also if he's been watching us ever since the singularity he might know what our general speed is, so let's reveal our hand, Naruto said to him. I don't know, ever since with Thawne I don't know if I can trust him. What if something does happen? Barry asked him. I just wish we could go to Earth 1 and talk to other me again to get more info. He said. We can, but I don't know if there would be consequences. Remember that you tried to time travel and ended up here. We are another Earth extremely similar to his, meaning more like we'd have or face similar events, Naruto said. Well, we gotta do something. If we trust him and it backfires we could be looking at something bad. Barry said as he was taking a page from Naruto's book. And I trust you on that, and you need to calm down. Ever since Eobard and Eddie you've been a little quirky, Naruto said as Barry was acting out of response to pain of betrayal and loss. What if you went? Obviously those wraiths came after other me, because I obviously had no idea what he was doing, but you do. Barry said to him, I know you think I'm being paranoid, but please, if you're really my friend then please trust me, he asked him. Barry, first off I don't think you're being paranoid cause I agree with you, and also you are just grieving and I can trust you, but the speed to reach that Earth I'd need to backdraft off of you and absorb some energy off you for added measure, Naruto said as. Breaking through to other Earths required Zoom-like speed. So we're stuck with him. Barry said, letting out a sigh. Sorry, but until we can reach about 6,400 miles per hour we can't jump Earths, Naruto said as that was the calculated area of speed. Wait, what if we didn't need to go faster, we just needed the tech? You're smart. What if there was a way to change one of these portals to take us to Earth 1? Barry asked. You mean the unstable ones we found? Naruto asked as they found a portal in the basement a month ago. We can stabilize them, I know we can. Barry said to him. Not us. Naruto said as he ran out and back, but Eobard can he made a paper on the theories about this, he said to Barry. I wonder what else he prepped us for, he said, as this was too coincidental. Few hours later. You are both very high, Hartley said to them. You do realize there is a reason why you can't jump, right? You're not fast enough, meaning if we use a portal you might not be strong enough to withstand the jump, he said to them. Well, I theorize Cisco might be able to jump Earths, but he hasn't figured out how to yet. Naruto said to him. Listen, if Cisco can gain control of that power your chances shoot up dramatically, Bree said as she was there as well helping run the numbers. 82%, meaning the almost 20% is gonna suck, as you still can't handle it without some more tech, Hartley said, as they needed a way to make the portal more open to more Earths. Hey, you think if they have a Cisco there, think he'd be able to get us back? Barry asked curiously. Not likely, no offense, but I've been helping Cisco, meaning without me he might be less developed than our Cisco, Naruto said to them. Ugh, I'm telling you something is off about that guy and I don't want to be stuck with him, Barry said, willing to gamble. Fine, let's get to work, Bree said to them. Few hours later. Let's go, Naruto said as Hartley, Cisco, and Bree set up around the rings. Earth 1. What the F is all of this? Naruto said as they were in Central City on a rooftop seeing two speedsters running around. Do we help? Barry asked curiously. No dude, I think the U of here F up. Naruto said as he was using his phone and all he got was Kid Flash and not a single flash. They then ran to somewhere outside the city to set up shop to figure out what happened. Naruto. Thawne is right behind us. Barry said as they saw a Eobard but with a beard. I can't believe this, are you from the past or this version's future? And why the hell did you call him Naruto? He asked as Godspeed had always been August Heart. Oh, you're this Earth's Eobard, fantastic. Okay, how'd this one blow the DMN world? Yes, he went back in time and saved his mother, and created this timeline called Flashpoint. Thawne told them. Without the wormhole to originally correct it and multiple jumps to that time, it caused such changes to this timeline, changing a lot, and if he tries to change it back there'll be numerous changes, Naruto said to Barry. Indeed, you seem as intelligible as myself. Eobard said, looking at him curiously. So what happened to August Heart? He asked curiously. Apparently I replaced him when I merged my world with the Earth I'm from. Naruto said to him. Fascinating, and what happened to me? Eobard asked curiously. You tried to attach yourself to our Earth's future you because you wanted to be a part of the same time as me as we were close, Naruto said to him. Fascinating. Eobard said. Naruto ran out and back and got him Big Belly Burger and got him the large menu items because he looked malnourished. Ha, thank you, I am starving. Eobard said, curly fries thank you, he said as he loved those. What's up with you? And that beard? Barry asked him. You from here has kept me prisoner in this bizarro timeline where all crazy SHT is gonna happen, Eobard said as he ate. Better not tell us anything about it. Naruto said, not liking this at all. This one's smart, I like him. Eobard said to the other Barry. Yeah, he's right, because too much knowledge of SHT like this can F everything up. Barry said. Wow, he's smart too. Did you teach him that? Because let me tell you, my Flash is a total moron. Eobard said to Naruto. Considering the first time we met other me, a time wraith came after him, so yeah, I'll let that slide. Barry said as himself seemed to screw up badly. That is seriously the most truest statement to leave your mouth, another Eobard said as he appeared. Hello Naruto, he said to him. I knew you'd show. Naruto said as the two shook hands. This is like a smack to the face, Barry said, having to restrain himself from killing them both. I hope so. Eobard said with a smirk. Hey, mind letting yourself out, bearded Eobard said, waving to himself. No good to see you Naruto, hard to believe how much you can do in a wormhole, Eobard said to him. It's been moments for him, months for us, Naruto said as he saw Barry was a little confused. Still smart, Eobard said happily. Remarkable, are you a time remnant of myself? Bearded Eobard asked him. No idiot, I'm a me from their earth, and as much as I'd like to see Barry suffer you need help, Gyabard said to Naruto. We came here looking for information about Zoom, and we got this SHT crazy train, Naruto said to him. Flashpoint, bearded Gyabard said to them. Yeah that, Naruto said to him. Barry, where'd you go? You seemingly stopped your mom's death, so where? He asked him. Back to the present? What if the me is still here? Barry said curiously. Oh, that is not good. The longer he remains, the more his memories from his old life will begin to be replaced by his new one. Gyabard said to him simply. Okay, hold on. Naruto said as he disappeared and came back with the other Barry. How are you here? E1 Barry asked them. And why are there two of them? He asked, seeing two Gyabards. Because we came here for information about Zoom as a guy named Jay Garrick showed up. Imagine our surprise finding this SHT. Barry said to himself, dude, we screwed up a day. This is 25 years. There are two different speedsters, he said to himself. I see this one is more knowledgeable, bearded Thawne said. Naruto's made him less of an idiot and beaten the SHT out of him repeatedly, Gyabard said to him. Wish my world had him, bearded Gyabard said, grumbling under his breath. Yeah, because this wouldn't have ever happened if this world had a Naruto. Gyabard said to himself. What has changed? Barry asked himself. No, we could affect the timeline with that knowledge. He may have met people we have yet to have met yet, so this could screw things up. Naruto said as this Barry majorly screwed their plan. Way to go, idiot me. Barry said angrily, I swear, how'd you not kill me? He asked as Naruto's lessons and experiencing the consequences of time travel, he knew this was bad. Zoom E1 Barry was gonna say before Naruto covered his mouth. Spoilers, DMN, do you not get time travel? Naruto said. I wish I had him. This is entertaining to watch, bearded Gyabard said to his counterpart. I know, Gyabard said as this was funny. All we needed was a name and info on Jay Garrick and we got this SHT. Naruto said as they can't learn anything from this now. What about our friends at STR Labs? Did you consider them? Cause what I'm seeing, the only one who seems to be better of is Cisco, who became AD head, he said as he looked into the others and saw a lot of messed up things. Let me guess, no. God, other me, did you not learn from Martin? God. Barry said, rubbing his temples, please tell me there's a way to fix this so we didn't come here for nothing, he asked Naruto. Not a chance, Naruto and Gyabard said at the same time. Well, if he would have let me kill his mother, none of this would have happened, bearded Gyabard said. I kinda wanna punch you in the face and also you know we'd still cause a ripple effect, Naruto said to Gyabard looking at bearded Gyabard. Seems like there's nothing we can do that doesn't merit something to change, bearded Gyabard said with a smirk. Okay, we need to think. Jay Garrick is Zoom and his name isn't Jay Garrick, it's Hunter Zolomon. E1 Barry said to them. At least we got something. Barry said, still mad. You need to shut it with the blabbermouth. Temporal reversion is something we can give into, it doesn't control us, Gyabard said to Barry as this was pathetic by Speedster standards. They came here for info on Zoom, didn't they? E1 Barry asked. And they're from a similar timeline, and with this BS you screw them too, bearded Gyabard said to him. Affects us how? Naruto asked curiously. Whenever a person time travels or travels to different Earths, they make a tether between the two. The more times it's done, the stronger the connection. The timeline is malleable, Gyabard said to them. You know this how? Barry asked curiously. Experience, Gyabard said to him with a grin. Meaning something will be screwed when we go home. Naruto said to him. Possibly minimal compared to the colossal changes this idiot caused, bearded Gyabard said to him. Oh great, we come for help from a fellow speedster and in the end we're cleaning up his mess, and as an added bonus we're getting screwed too, Barry said as he regretted his impulsive decision. Don't start beating yourself over this, that's what this butt's for. Naruto said, smacking E1 Barry's head. Okay, we need to fix this before we stick here too long, and when we go back we majorly F up our home. Barry said, taking a whack at his other self's head. Geez, no wonder you did this so much. I could have turned out like this, he said as this was going off the deep end. You're welcome. Naruto said glad he did what he did and felt less guilty. Say your goodbyes, we have to wait here and wait till he fixed the timeline, he said firmly. Why? Barry asked curiously. If he makes the change this timeline doesn't exist, making the jump home easier. Speedster and feel the changes approach so we can save our asses, Naruto said as they'd have less to slow them down going home. With those changes, would we get the information about those changes? Barry asked curiously. Probably not, but I'll take over getting the information about the changes. Eobard said, answering his question. What do we do with Jay in the cells? Barry asked him. We keep him. Naruto said, confusing Barry. If we can learn about him we better prepare ourselves, he said to him. You know what, I'll take it over this SHT. Barry said as this was bad. Why'd you come here, Eobard? Naruto asked, thinking there was more to this visit. I came here because I wanted to make sure this idiot didn't create more trouble, Eobard said as he had a strong feeling he knew what this caused. Now fix this, he said to E1 Barry. Few seconds later on Earth 1.5. Any changes? Barry asked as they sped through the computers. Nothing I can see so far, everything from the past couple months and the past are fine, Naruto said, not seeing any changed. Double check, our work, their lives, anything. I'm not going to get caught off guard this time. Barry said as he didn't want to be running into things he had no knowledge of. I found something, Naruto said as he found he was given the title, Metahuman Specialist, at CCPD, and it looks like I accepted an assistant, he said as that was a little surprising. Okay, so we got one new person, is that it? Any major changes with the girls, Cisco, any of them? Please say no. Barry asked him, not knowing how he'd handle knowing he messed with his friend's life. Caitlin's clear, Cisco's clear. Thea has gone back to taking DRGS, Naruto said in worry. DMN it. I knew something bad was coming. Barry said. Hold on, Naruto said as he looked through security. Oliver, you idiot, he said to himself. Barry, you're in the clear, this is Over's F up, he said to him. And everyone else is clear, nothing with their families? Barry asked curiously. Nope, you're good. Naruto said. Oh, thank God. Barry said, slumping into a chair. Wait, we forgot about Atom Smasher. We gotta go. He said, getting back up. We technically did already, we were gone a whole lot longer than we thought, Naruto said as it said the man was dead. We apparently flooded him with radiation and killed him, he said to Barry. Time travel gives me such a headache. Oh, and if I ever suggest going back to Earth 1, just please hit me. Barry asked curiously. It always does, Naruto said to him. Yeah, going there ain't worth the CRP, next time let's just go into the Speed Force or something. Geez, E1 me. Barry said as he slumped back in his chair. Yeah, I wonder what other changes were done, Naruto said as he believed there was more than this. Please don't let them be my fault. I can't take another me chew out session. Barry said. No, I'm just thinking whatever other changes might have occurred, Naruto said, not realizing dozens of people had been affected by their little adventure. Well, just find out soon before it bites us in the ass. Barry said. Believe me I will, but let's find out what current problem we're dealing with. After some lunch. Naruto said as he went to see Thea. Few seconds later. Hey, you okay? Naruto asked Thea, stealing some pills she was secretly trying to add to her coffee. Naruto, please, I need that. Okay, Thea said plainly, with sadness was hidden behind it. It wasn't your fault with Sarah, Naruto said as he contacted Nissa, hoping she could talk some sense into her. Naruto, I killed my friend, Thea said, her voice cracking. I swear if Barry isn't the one to F up, it's Oliver, Naruto thought as Thea found out Oliver was keeping that information secret from her, and it destroyed her when she found out. No, you did not, Thea. Merlin used you. You are incredibly loyal and care about your friends so much, I doubt you'd ever make that choice willingly, Nissa said as she walked to them. I understand the pain can be a heavy burden, but these aren't the answer, she said as she stole from Thea. Thea looked at her hand, seeing some of the pills and other DRGS she had before throwing them to the ground as she throws herself into Naruto's embrace and began to cry a little. Little while later. She seems to be better, Nissa said as the complexity of this situation was baffling as she wanted to kill Merlin. Words from a friend and loved one will do that. But I can't help but feel I have some small fault in this. Naruto said thinking about his trip to Earth 1. Now don't go eating at yourself too, beloved. Nissa said as he filled her in on what happened, and this was something that would have been found out anyway sooner or later. Yeah. Naruto said to her as he wondered what else had changed. Argus. Where did you get the DNA for these? Eiling asked Amanda Waller as he saw a few tubes. DNA from metas here and there and also from the DEO, Waller said, having spies and connections everywhere. At least something good is coming from having all of these freaks around. Eiling said as he was referring to both the aliens and the metas. Yes, so far we've had best results with shapeshifters and making a man biomechanical, Waller said to him as they left. Few days later. Hi, you must be Julian, Naruto said to the man he welcomed as Singe hired him as the city thought he needed help. I swear one of the smartest men in the city, and those city council PP think I can't hack it, he thought as it was a little insulting. Pleasure to be working for you, sir. I've heard great things about you and I can't believe I'll be working with such an accomplished scientist, Julian said to him. Okay, either he's really happy or a SCK up. Naruto thought as he met a lot of fans everywhere he met. Well, Barry should be here any minute and I set up a desk for you because we need to sometimes work separate, you know, a lot of cases and all, Naruto said, trying his best to welcome the man. Yes, I was told I would be working with a Mr. Allen as well, Julian said to him. Yeah, and there he is, Naruto said as Barry came in about 5 minutes late, better than his usual lateness. God, what is with the traffic today? There was like 2 traffic jams, on my way here. Barry said, seeing the man inside the lab not able to talk about hero-related work. Still should be on time, mate. Julian said to him simply. I try, but traffic in this town is AB. Barry said as traffic always got him. Well, while you two meet, I have to go meet someone. Sing wanted me to show around, Naruto said, taking off. Wanna bet it's another girl? Barry asked Julian. Possibly, from what I hear he has a way with them. Don't we all wish that? Julian said to Barry as the two shared a laugh, and then when it died down there was an awkward silence. With Naruto. Naruto, this is Officer Patty Spivot, Singh said as he introduced the newest cop. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm a huge fan of STR Labs and have read some of your reports. It made a fascinating read, Patty said to him. She has an athletic body, low DD cup melons, and a firm peach. Pleasure is mine. Naruto said, kissing her hand. Okay, Romeo, work your charm later, you need to show her around, Singh said as he walked away, and not the way to your bed. He said as he went to his office. Patty blushed brightly from that thought as she was checking him out. Can I ask you about the metahuman task force? She asked him curiously. Yeah, I along with Detective West, Irma, and Carrie work on it, Naruto said as Joe needed a new partner since Eddie and she seemed like a good fit. I've wanted to join it. Patty said immediately. Any reason why? Naruto asked her as she seemed eager, but there was something else fueling her longing to join the task force. Just want to make a difference, Patty said to him with a smile. No, that's not it. See, I've been doing this a long time, so I know how to read people. There's something else, just be honest, I won't judge you. Naruto said as he knew she was being honest, just not entirely, as she seemed to be trying to suppress something. Patty sighs as she leans against a wall. Do you remember the one you called Weather Wizard, Mark Martin? She asked him. Oh wait, I know who you are. Naruto said as he was at the bank earlier the day of the accelerator, and as he walked out he bumped into a man he meet occasionally there as he was leaving and accidentally made him drop his things, and after talking for a few minutes they said their farewells. Yeah, Mark Martin killed my father. All over $100. I don't want anyone else to lose any of their family like I did to these metas. Patty said. I knew your father, that shoe shop, I visited there a couple of times and I bumped into him at the Fairfield Bank, before. Naruto said as he stopped himself. There's bad people out there that can do anything. I may not have been able to save my dad, but if I can save someone from going through what I did, I'm gonna do it and nobody is gonna stop me. Patty said to him firmly. You remind me of a friend of mine, he's got that same determination that you do, let's see if you can make a better decision than he did. Naruto said as he saw her potential in her. So I'm in? Patty asked unsurely. Let me run it through Joe first, but I think you're good. Naruto said as he saw she practically jumped in excitement. Later at STR Labs. Are you sure this is a good idea? Barry asked Naruto. Best way to use someone who infiltrated you to help you is to make them think you know nothing and give them all the relevant details like how fast we are, Naruto said to Barry. But if we just get rid of him? Barry said to Naruto. I don't know if that'll work, he may be a time remnant, Naruto said unable to tell, we just need to keep upping our speed and we'll be good, he said to Barry. Yeah, but how? It feels like we hit a roadblock. Barry said as he felt like he wasn't getting faster. Our powers are linked to our emotions and our very souls, how we feel are what affects them, Naruto said to him. If that's true, then how come neither of us are getting any faster? Barry asked curiously. I don't know, maybe we're missing something, I mean your dad left and I feel like my parents are avoiding me, Naruto said as those would upset anyone. Really? I heard from Minato that Kushina passed out once, thought he would have told you. Barry said to him as he heard from Caitlyn as he wondered why she was gone. She said it was work, I don't buy it, Naruto said. Yeah, me neither, I think they're hiding something. Barry said as he was a little paranoid when things like this piled up. I'll look into it. Naruto said as Barry made him curious as to what was happening. Okay Jay, you're good for now, he said as they went to his cell and let him out while giving Barry a look. Finally, you've come to your senses. Jay said to them. Naruto and Barry had to try really hard not to sock him in the face. Hey you guys, there's a fire at the waterfront, fire department's en route. Cisco said over the comm. Is Irma or Frost en route? Naruto asked him curiously as they were better suited. It's a big fire, but I think Frost is closer, let me check. Cisco said as Caitlyn was out before this. You have a Frost here too? Jay asked them. She's a massive killer where I'm from, he said to them, trying to plant seeds of decent. Well, she's a hero here, Naruto said to him. Okay, we're good for Frost, go, she's gonna need a hand. Cisco said as the fire was getting out of control. Got it. Naruto said as he was also a water user, be back soon, he said running off. He's fast. Jay said in surprise. Yep. Barry said simply. So you both got your powers at the same time, but how is he faster? Jay asked curiously. Better shape than me. Barry said as that was low on the reasons Naruto was faster than him. With Naruto. If you make a let it snow comment I will kill you. Frost said to Naruto as they made it rain heavy snow to cancel out the fire. Okay, we found our flame, where's the guy who started it? Naruto asked before leaning to dodge a sand fist. Right here, buddy, the man said with a wicked grin. I swear the irony, Naruto said as he dealt with a sand user in the past. Let me guess, Zoom brought you here, Naruto asked him. Yep, to kill you idiots, name Sand Demon said with a bloodlust smile. I swear double irony. Naruto said to him, yeah Frost sweetie you mind, he asked Frost who froze him and Naruto hit him with lightning. Later. I swear Zoom must be an idiot if this is the best he can do, Naruto said with Jay in the room. Don't underestimate Zoom Naruto, Jay said to him. If anyone is going to underestimate anyone it's him. Believe me, we're prepared for speedster villains. Naruto said as after Eobard they had stockpiled weapons to stun and subdue a speedster. Zoom is unlike anything you've faced before. Jay said. I don't know, I've faced some nasty things. Naruto said to him simply. Naruto, you may want to come see this. Cisco said over the comms. Few minutes later. I could have gone my whole life without seeing this BSTRD's face again. Naruto said as he was examining Lisa, I seriously might kill him, he said as he found the bomb. If Lenny doesn't do it before you, or Mick once he hears about this. Lisa said. How'd he even get thermite in her? Caitlin asked curiously. It's an old thing for Lewis, he'd inject the people he works with or someone they know with thermite to get them to do what he wants. My guess he needs Snart for his next heist. Naruto said to them as doing it to his daughter was a low blow. I was enjoying a walk when I got hit in the back of the head. Lisa said as she was explaining. Probably a good thing Mick's not here, he'd probably torched the city looking for Lewis. Naruto said as Mick was a lot of crazy things but he was loyal to a fault. Well, thankfully I devised a way of tracking Snart's gun. See, it works kinda with thermal imaging only instead of infrared heat signatures, it's looking for ultraviolet cold signatures. Cisco said as after Snart disabled the updates he was looking for a way to keep tabs on him. And we got a hit last thing was at 5th and Hoyt, 8 minutes ago. Naruto said as he ran there and saw Snart in a room alone, we're helping Lisa, he said to him. Leonard smiled in relief, glad Naruto was hard at work and actually smiled when he saw his father. Imaging all the ways he wanted to kill him, sorry, gotta keep him thinking I'm on his team. He said before shooting Naruto with his cold gun. The hell's taking you so long? Lewis asked as he walked into the room and saw Naruto slightly frozen. Well, didn't think you had it in you, son, he said as he heard rumors about interactions with Leonard with the heroes, some saying it was blackmail, others saying he was a turncoat. Naruto watched as Snart and Lewis left groaning from the cold. Don't worry buddy, here comes the heat. Cisco said as he typed on his computer before Naruto's logo on his chest began to heat up. Thank God for that heater, and the thermothreading, Naruto said as it was made to keep his body at a normal 70 degrees and to heat up should his body fall under a certain degree of temperature lower than normal. Back at STR Labs. Great, Snart can't do anything and neither can we because if we do Lewis gonna blow her head off. Barry said. Yeah, and our only thing that can save her that might activate the bomb. Naruto said rubbing the back of his head. It's risky but I think I can WHP up something to get it out. Cisco said. Hey, I gotta go, Joe wants to talk to me. Barry said to them as he sped off to meet Joe. Okay, and keep trying, there's got to be a way to get it out. Naruto said to them. The next day. Decapitation, nice. Naruto said as he looked at a headless body in the back of a truck. We're still recovering parts of the head, so the ID is taking a bit. Patty said to him. I think we both know this is not a meta-human, Naruto said as he saw the burning question in her mind. Sorry, I thought I stepped on a ear. But it wasn't, if it was I'd be hearing things. Patty said as she was a little squeamish. Oh hell no. Joe said as he walked away as they chuckled. Besides all the missing pieces of the head, this doesn't seem meta-human related, Julian said to Naruto. No, I ran a scan, traces of thermite. Kinda sounds like what Lewis Snart would do, I read up on him and about his escape. Patty said as Lewis Snart was a high-ranking criminal. I put him in prison, I can put him back. Naruto said. That's right, you beat Lewis Snart when he assaulted his daughter, Patty said as she read up on the man and saw Naruto was connected to that case. And his son. Naruto said, wanting to clarify. Should you be on this case? Seems like it's a little personal. Julian asked curiously. Best if I am. I know his MO, Naruto said as he was preparing in case Singh found out. The victim is David Ruttenberg, security system expert, and is known to be on a list of known associates for Lewis Snart. Joe said as he came with a folder. My guess this guy ran his mouth off and Lewis blew his head off. Naruto said as Lewis liked to think of himself as a mob boss wanting complete loyalty from his men. The father of Captain Cold, kinda see why he became a criminal. Patty said. Where's Barry? Julian asked Joe. I don't know, I sent him a text, he should be here. Joe said to him. That guy is always late, Julian said as everyone laughed. What, he said, not realizing what was so funny. Nothing. Naruto said to him. Few hours later. She's good. Naruto said to Leonard. Then let him freeze in hell. Leonard said as he shot his father in the chest. Naruto couldn't guilt Leonard for what he'd done as the man caused Leonard and Lisa so much trauma. Can't help you escape the police, he said as he heard the sirens outside. Then I guess, I'm caught, Leonard said not even bothered. The next day. We need to find Stein, another participant, he's running out of time. Naruto said as he had been monitoring Stein's cells, I called your daughter and don't worry I didn't tell her about this, he said to him as Stein didn't want to involve his daughter in all this. Thank you, I don't want her to worry, and having your boyfriend trying to help in this could be a little rough. Stein said as he actually enjoyed Naruto dating his daughter Lily as he is a good man for her. Don't worry Stein, we'll fix this. Naruto said to him as he took a sample of Stein's BLD and began a genetic search looking for anyone affected in the same way as him and Ronnie and found two people, Henry Hewitt and Jefferson Jackson. He immediately left and went to steal a sample of their BLD. Henry seems to have a negative marker on his BLD, he thought closely analyzing it. Jefferson seems like the best body for it, he thought, as more of his alleles matched than Henry's, meaning he's more compatible. If you do find a decent candidate, can you check and make sure they don't have a criminal record? Stein asked him walking in. Henry, while smart, has intense anger issues that were sealed away, Naruto said as he hacked into certain databases. Meaning that he's a disaster waiting to happen if we try him. Stein said to him. Yep, and seems like Jefferson's alleles show he's a better match than Henry's, so he's our guy. Naruto said as the tests showed Jefferson was better for this. We have to convince him first. Stein said to him. Already have a way been looking at his charts and I might be able to treat his knee. Naruto said to him. Well, that's good. Torn ACL, poor child, must have been waiting for a chance at college and that was taken from him. Stein said looking at all the info Naruto put together. Well, if this works, he'll have a pretty smart guy to teach him, multiple smart people. Naruto said simply. Indeed, shall we? Stein asked him. 1 hour later. You honestly think you can fix my leg? Jefferson asked them. Yes, Jefferson, Naruto said to him. My friends call me Jax. Jax said as Naruto thought he could fix his leg. Pleasure to meet you, but there is another reason why we called you here besides to fix your leg, Stein said to him. What are you talking about, Gray? Jax asked him. Nice anyway, did you hear the speech about Ronnie Raymond? Naruto asked him. Yeah. Jax said. Well, when Ronnie was affected he merged with Stein here to get his powers. Stein needs another participant willing to merge with him, otherwise he will die. Naruto said to him simply. Wait, Gray was Firestorm? Jax asked in disbelief. Ronnie was Firestorm, Stein just merged with him. Naruto said. As Stein was at best a co-pilot or back-seat driver as he didn't really fight. What are you saying? Jax asked curiously. We're asking if you want to become the new Firestorm. Naruto said simply. Sure. Jax said in excitement. Wow, that was easier than expected, Stein said as he put the splicer on his chest and then they grabbed hands and merged. Whoa. Jax said as this felt incredible. Thank you, you just saved that man. Naruto said very grateful. Well, like my coach always told me, out of yourself and into the team. Jax said as they then separated. Oh, also here this was supposed to be for Ronnie but you could use it more. Naruto said as he brought out a yellow suit with a built-in splicer. Jax, if you put it on when merged you two won't need the splicer, you just merge, he said to them. So what now? Jax asked curiously. We welcome you to the team, Naruto said to him. That's it? No like training sessions before I join? Jax asked curiously, seeing a lot of movies and cartoons. Nope, plus Stein will do that to you anyway, Naruto said with a chuckle. Indeed, back when I was with Ronald, the person who helped us showed us all that we can do. And here, we can truly show these new skills. Stein said. So I get Gray as my co-pilot to show me all that I can do. Nice. Jack said, thinking that was cool. It isn't always. Naruto said, as Minma was a helicopter parent and Gideon had a lot of personality. Few hours later. So Snart is giving you the credit for his arrest? Patty said as they got coffee. Snart's a old friend, and he wouldn't ever let anyone else but me do it. Naruto said as Snart preferred him over many other cops. Look, it's the Flash. Patty said as she saw him appear and then saw a giant bipedal shark man. Thankfully, I come prepared for anything. Hey, fish breath. Naruto said as he pulled out a small disc from his pocket. The man-shark growled as he dropped the flash and slowly marched over. Naruto threw the disc onto the man-shark's chest, who began receiving a major electric shock until he fell onto his stomach. Whoa, and you just carry those around? Patty asked him. Naruto was gonna answer, but the man-shark was slowly getting up until some blast knocked him back out. Is that Harrison Wells? Patty said as he was supposed to be dead. Hello, and you're welcome. Wells said to them. I gotta go. Naruto said as Barry hightailed it with the Wells. Wait, what's going on? Patty asked him curiously before he got too far. No idea, Naruto said as that wasn't completely true, as he had a long list of ideas, just didn't know which one. What's wrong, don't you trust me? Patty asked him. No, I just have zero clue as to what this might be, Naruto said, calling a cab and gave him 100 to drive him a few blocks away. Promise me you'll tell me something when you figure it out? Patty asked him. I'll try. Naruto said to her as the cab drove off, and when he got off he received another call and sent a text to Barry to wait before he did anything crazy. National City. I swear you can't be serious, Naruto said as he ran to a bridge to see a flaming plane. If I build enough speed I can slow down dash, he was saying till he heard a sonic boom in the air. No way, he said as he activated infrared and saw Kara. The last daughter of Krypton went under the plane and brought it down to the water. Hey superstar, Naruto said as he hugged his soaking girlfriend. I caught a plane. Kara said in excitement. Oh, time to go. Naruto said, seeing a lot of news choppers and a spotlight on them. Naruto quickly sped Kara out of there. Next day. Naruto, always a pleasure, I swear. Where does Kara hide you? Kat said to him, walking out her office. Hello again, Kat. She probably hides me in the bed, 'cause once we get going she never wants to stop. Naruto said, glad Kat wasn't calling her Kira, and Kara's blush was amazing. Oh Kara, and here I thought you were innocent, so Naruto, how about a one-on-one interview, maybe over dinner? Kat said as Naruto only did one with Linda Park and she felt like she could stick it to Lois as the woman tried to interview him many times. I guess, I mean besides coming to see Kara and Alex I didn't plan to do much in National City. Naruto said to her as it was a little longer than the run to Starling City. Well, you know where to find me, Kat said, walking away with a sway in her hips. You know she wants to bang you, right? Kara asked him curiously. Baby, who doesn't? Naruto asked her with a grin. Come on, I need your help, Kara said as she grabbed a lab guy and they went to the roof. What got an itch that needs to be scratched? Naruto said under his breath, knowing she could hear him. Shut up, Kara said as her blush was brighter. Few minutes later. She's bisexual, dude, Naruto said as Kara told him when a guy who didn't know they dated was interested with her and thought her not being affected by her advances made her gay. Kara just jumped off the roof and Win screamed, causing Naruto to laugh before Kara flew back up and her eyes glowed and Win looked like he was gonna faint. Few hours later. Please, for the love of God, keep that, Naruto said to her as Kara was trying on multiple suits and a very revealing one caught his interests. Maybe I will, honey. Kara said, winking at him. I had no chance, didn't I? Win asked them. Think she's like that, imagine her in the bed, SEC demon, I tell you. Naruto said to him. Any tips? Win said, whispering to him. She can still hear you. Naruto said to him, super hearing, remember, he said as he could tell Win was a fan of Superman. No wonder you work for Cat, Win said. Did you know she once dreamed of having a THRSM with Cat? Naruto asked him. Win began to choke on his own spit when he heard that. I told you that in confidence, Kara said, hiding her face behind her hands. I just wanted to see his reaction. Naruto said, seeing him blush at insane levels as he laughed. Well, can you blame me? Win asked them. I don't think you'll need his stuff, I already whipped something up for you, babe. Made it just for this occasion. Naruto said to Kara as he had prepared for this day. Had to give me a skirt, didn't you? Kara said to him as he gave her a box that had a suit in it for her. Babe, it's me, what did you expect? Naruto said to her. Well, at least something fun can come out of this. Kara said as she gave him a wink. I still can't believe a billionaire is a superhero, Win said, still surprised by that. There are more man, no lie, Naruto said, not giving exact names. So got anything for me? A robbery, stolen car, fire? Kara asked, wanting to feel another rush of excitement. Start small, babe, Naruto said to her. I thought those were. Kara said to him. Baby, you just started and you don't know all you can do. Oh, for starters, you're bulletproof, which means the bullets bounce off of you, so watch out for that. Naruto said as bullets were pellets to her and they either fell off or deflected. Noted, watch out for the civilians getting hurt by the bullets. Kara said as she had never been shot before. Hey, can I get a bullet if it bounces off? Win asked curiously. Sure, Kara said as apparently bullets falling off her cousin were like worth a lot online. I wonder, have you actually ever felt pain before now? Win asked her. Well, yeah, when never mind. Kara said as she blushed again. That was both fun and a little painful, Naruto said as he was glad he had 10% of chakra at the time. I gotta ask, what's the S all about? Win asked her curiously. It's not an S, it's my family's coat of arms. The House of L, Kara said as now it was basically a symbol for her cousin here on Earth, and she was proud he lived up to its meaning and beyond, doing what he did day in day out. For alarm fire at gates and Igel, a voice over Win's computer said. I'm guessing you can't catch on fire. Win said. Come on, I'll help, Naruto said to her. Yes. Kara said in excitement at the prospect of a team-up with her boyfriend. Few minutes later. Where is she? What did you do with Kara? Naruto asked a man dressed in black clothing. Easy, Naruto, the man said to him. Easy, mod half your goon squad shot my girlfriend out of the sky. What the hell, Hank? Naruto said angrily as he couldn't attack the DEO as that was an act of terrorism as far as the government was concerned if he attacked them. I see Agent Danvers filled you in about the DEO. Hank said to him. Either show me where she is or I find out on my own. Naruto said to him firmly. Take 2 lefts and make a right, Alex said to him. If she's hurt. Naruto said, glaring at Hank as he left. Told you he'd be pissed, Alex said as she was against this from the get-go. Few minutes later. DMN, what was I hit with? Kara asked him. It's like an EMP to a person's body, affects even Kryptonians, Naruto said to her. At least it wasn't kryptonite. Kara said as she was filled in by her cousin about the types of kryptonite. Remember that time I found pink kryptonite? Naruto asked her with a chuckle. Yes, I remember that, Segathon. Kara said as Naruto was able to fight its strong effects that made her gay for that time, and the SEC was incredible. Are you mad at Alex because I checked she had nothing to do with shooting you down? That was all Hank, jackass. Naruto asked her. I think if Alex shot something down, it ain't getting back up. Kara said with a light laugh. Yep, Naruto said as he took her out to stop some crime. Few hours later. The ultimate power couple, Naruto said as he read Cat Grant's personal articles on her site. Sure wish Alex had powers, so she could join in, it'd be so much fun with her. Kara said. You don't need powers to be a hero, Naruto said to her, but yeah, you're right. You're the smartest man on the planet, can't you make her some armor or something? Because clearly I probably need some help. Kara said. Yeah well sorry the government is full of assholes, Naruto said as if he did that Alex would be on everyone's radar. True, but if you could I had some ideas for it. Kara said as she had an idea. We aren't using Kryptonian tech, Naruto said to her. It was kinda stupid, like tech that could change into whatever you wanted it to be. Kara said. Also how'd those idiots get your ship, Naruto asked her. That was my bad, Cal said as he flew into Kara's apartment. They took it, didn't they? Naruto asked him. I never knew. Kara said. Whatever made you think of some tech that could change into whatever you wanted? Naruto asked her. A movie, the guy had a bracelet that could make any weapon he wanted. He eventually used it to make a suit. Kara said to her as the movie was awesome. Wait back up how'd they take it, Naruto asked Cal who arrived. Well after Kara landed I took some time you forgot about it didn't you, Cal was saying till Naruto interrupted him. He did. Kara said as she saw the nervousness he had as she often had a similar look on her face. I did. Cal said in admittance. Well looks like I stole your spot buddy Godspeed and Supergirl, Naruto said as they were gaining a lot of fandom. I don't really care about publicity, you know that. Cal said. Lois might when she reads this couple seems like a far superior one to Superman and Lois Lane's fling of a relationship. Shame you can't stick around, I really could use some backup. Kara said as she knew he was dealing with a far bigger threat with the multiverse. Well there's plenty of us, so if you need it, I'll be there or some of my friends, Naruto said to her. Seems you've gained a lot of popularity, heroes are coming out of the woodwork like hotcakes. Cal said to him. Yep hey Cal while I have you I wanna tell you this idea I had, Naruto said as the two Kryptonians listened closely. Later at STR Labs. Meet Dr. Harrison Wells from Earth 2.5. Figured considering other me talked about Earth 2, we could call his Earth 2.5. Barry said to him. So what do you want? Naruto asked him curiously. To help you beat your greatest enemy. Wells said. Zoom will never be my greatest enemy. Naruto said. Zoom is obsessed with speed and your Earth has 3 speedsters, meaning he sees this world like a buffet. Wells said them. We have 2 one has the ability to manipulate light so I'd love to see him try to take hers, Naruto said. You have Dr. Light here? Wells asked them curiously. Let me take a stab at this she's a villain on your Earth, Naruto asked him. Yes. Wells said to him. What do you know about Zoom? Barry asked Wells. He's a demon, Wells said as everyone believed something as vile as Zoom could never have been human. What color is his lightning? Naruto asked. What does that have to do with anything? Wells asked him. Devil's in the details. Naruto said as each speedster had a unique lightning signature based on the energy they had and their soul itself. Blue, why? He's taking DRGS to get faster. Naruto said. How can you possibly know that? Barry asked curiously. My parents once made a thing they called velocity, but they destroyed it once they found its effects on my body, or rather any speedster's body. Naruto said as they tested it on his cells and saw the deterioration and how bad it was for him. He needs other speedsters, speed to stay alive doesn't he? Barry asked him. If his cells are deteriorating then it's why he is obsessed with speed, he's dying and constantly needs to recharge his cells as his speed healing isn't working otherwise he's dead. Naruto said as when the cells completely deteriorated it would spell death for Zoom and any other speedster. That's why he's sending his goons, to make us get faster, he's fattening us up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Barry said. Let's give him something to choke on, Naruto said to him. Suddenly gunshots sounded off in the room as Barry and Naruto started to catch bullets and saw Joe was the one that fired. I swear I'm putting in a handprint reader. Naruto said. How is he still alive? How are you still alive? Joe asked. I don't know, because you missed. Wells said, knowing full well the speedsters caught the bullets. Joe, this isn't Eobard, this is Harrison Wells from Earth 2, and he says he's here to help us with Zoom. Naruto said to him, filling him in on Earth 2. I missed normal. Joe said as he put his gun away. And I missed a time where your daughter wasn't a constant pain in our asses, Naruto said as he really needed to change the locks. I need a drink. Joe said, a little depressed. Hey, remember that Dr. Light you talked about? According to Cisco, there's someone robbing the bank with powers just like that. Barry said as Cisco called him. Great, it never ends. Naruto said as the recent weeks have been very tiring, also liquor is under the desk, don't touch anything with a lightning bolt otherwise you'll be messed up, he said to Joe. Thank you. Joe said as he had a feeling he's not the only one who's gonna need a drink from all this mess. Few minutes later. Naruto arrived at the bank just in time to catch Linda, who got blasted by her counterpart. About time, what gets stuck in traffic? Linda said to him, and I'm better looking B, she said as her costume was better than her counterparts. Okay, you're not helping. She's just a small-time criminal over there. Naruto said to her. The two were interrupted by a bright flash of light, and when they looked, Dr. Light was gone. SHT. Naruto said as he was a little disoriented from the flash. Hour later. Patty still calling? Joe asked Naruto as Caitlin checked his eyes. Yeah, she's persistent, I'll give her that. Naruto said with a chuckle. You're lucky you're not blind. Caitlin said as he closed his eye at just the right moment to avoid burning his pupils. So, how do we deal with other me? Linda asked curiously. We could use her to bring Zoom here. Wells said. Never gonna happen, Harry. Naruto said as Jay just arrived, we just need to keep pretending, he thought safely. Too bad you don't have lenses in your suit to protect you from the glare. Cisco said to Naruto. My lenses work great, it's just I don't have anything for that bright a flash, Naruto said to Cisco. What about touching up your goggles? Cisco asked. I mean, I made those goggles to protect someone from the glare of Snart's cold gun, maybe we can WHP up another pair of high-tech goggles and add them to your suit. He said. Okay, I have to say it, you are insane. We are not luring Zoom anywhere. Jay said to Harry. Oh, and here I was beginning our Flash was dead just like everyone back home, but here he is on another Earth hiding from Zoom. Harry said. Hey, I came after I heard. Iris was saying until she saw Harry, you look just like him. She said to Harry. I'm guessing my counterpart did something to offend her too. Harry asked curiously. Her fiancé died because of him. Cisco said to him. Oh. Harry said, feeling awkward and wondering if she'd shoot at him too. And I thought my problems lately were just with my mother. Iris said to herself. I'm not even going to ask how you got in. Naruto said to her. How'd Dr. Light manage to catch you off guard? Jay asked him curiously. She didn't, I was talking to Linda and she used the flash of light to escape. Naruto said to him. Do you think Zoom knew about our Linda, and that's why he sent her? Barry asked curiously. He's sending a message simply to F with our heads either to make us all question our actions. Naruto said as that was the only thing he was worried about, psychological warfare, he thought to himself. So what do we do? Barry asked as one of Naruto's lessons was to have the enemy fight on your terms, never theirs. Can we convince her to come to our side? Caitlin asked curiously. Very likely, Naruto said to them. Zoom has a way of making anyone do anything. How are you going to convince someone who was sent here to kill you to help us? Harry asked him. He's good, all the women said to him. I will take your word for it. Now how do we find her? Harry asked to them. We go to where Linda would go, Naruto said as the doppelgangers seemed to know exactly where their doubles were. But I'm right here. Linda said to them. Then we move you to somewhere out in the open, we bring her to us. Naruto said, and we should name her something else, he said, not calling her Earth 2 Linda. We'll think of something, Cisco said to him. Okay, and you, tell me why you really want us to stop Zoom. Naruto said, turning to Harry. I don't dash, Harry was saying. The moment you got here, I could tell you were hiding something. You want us to trust you, then be honest. What did Zoom do to you? Naruto asked him. He has my daughter, Jessie. Harry said, knowing he was caught. I wonder why he'd take your daughter. Jay said, sarcastically, giving him a look. Enough, any more fights and I'm keeping your butt in your cell. Naruto said to Jay firmly, how smart are you that Zoom would want you, he asked as Zoom clearly wanted Harry for a reason. Blackmail? Barry suggested. I am very smart, so that's probably what he wants to do. Harry said to them. This sounds ominous, a demon using a desperate father. Naruto thought as he knew Joe would do whatever for Iris and Barry. Let's deal with our other doctor and then worry about the evil speedster, okay? Cisco said. This is going to be risky, but let's get it done. Naruto said to them. 1 hour later at CCPN. Don't even try it. Naruto said as he looked at Linda from Earth 2, and by that I mean the exploding light thing I retrofitted my lenses, he said to her. I already killed this guy, what makes you think I won't kill you? E2 Linda asked him as the two looked down at the body of Eric Larkin. Because that was an accident and I can tell killing isn't in your nature. Naruto said to her as he was glad she was feeling guilt from her as it showed her humanity was still there. What do you want? E2 Linda asked him. We can protect you from Zoom. Naruto said as she just laughed at him. Nobody can protect me from Zoom. E2 Linda said to him. We can, I doubt Zoom can take on all of us, Naruto said as he had full faith in his team, besides I have tons of anti-speedster weapons and DRGS ready for him. He said to her. Doesn't matter, Zoom is unstoppable. E2 Linda said to him. Well, we possess everything that can stop a speedster, so I say bring it, Naruto said to her. Do you really think you can take Zoom? E2 Linda asked him. I know we can, gorgeous. Naruto said to her, so got a name besides Linda, he asked her curiously. Kimio Hoshi, Kimio said to him. That is a surprise, Naruto said as that was a completely different name from Linda. Is it okay, if I call you Kim? He asked her. My friends call me Kim, so sure. Kim said to him. Later. This is so weird. Linda said as she stared at her doppelganger. Join that club, Kim said to her. How one of you is left-handed, guess Mirror World isn't a stretch, Naruto said looking at them closely. So how exactly is she supposed to help us take down Zoom? Harry asked him. Oh, we're not taking him down. We're dominating him, time to show this so-called demon, he's not invincible. Naruto said with a smirk. Famous last words. Harry said to him as he knew scores of people who said those exact words. Naruto and Barry soon left the room. Listen, we need to get out of this rut, so I bugged your dad's jeep, so here's his exact location. Naruto said to Barry. What about you? Barry asked him. I'm gonna go talk to my mother. Naruto said as he ran off. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 9. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author pyrohelixdrago on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video, till then goodbye.